Secretary for Development. President, I move that the registration of titles and land miscellaneous amendments Bill 2025, the bill for short, be read the second time. The present land registration system in Hong Kong is a deeds registration system which gives no guarantee of title to the property. During the conveyancing process, historical title documents have to be thoroughly checked, complicating and lengthening the procedures. Also, property owners have to safekeep the title deeds. Hong Kong is amongst the few economies that still run a deeds registration system. In 2004, the Land Titles Ordinance LTO was enacted to introduce the title registration system in place of the deeds registration system. However, given the voluminous implementation details in the LTO and a lack of consensus on major issues, most notably the mechanism for conversion of existing land to the title registration system, the LTO has not taken effect. To enable early implementation of the new system, the government proposed to adopt a phased approach by implementing the title registration system on new land first and dealing with conversion of existing land at a later stage. The proposal was supported by the LTO Steering Committee chaired by the Lands Registrar with members from the legal, banking, real estate, and rural community sectors. In December 2022 and January this year, the panel on development was consulted on the proposal. On both occasions, members gave their support. Having considered views received, we now introduce the bill. Under the bill, new land will be defined. New land means land granted on or after the date on which the LTO comes into operation by way of land sale, private treaty grant, and land exchange. Other salient points include 1. The principle of indefeasible title is upheld. To provide for title certainty and to align with other jurisdiction, the bill states that a bona fide and innocent purchaser for valuable consideration and in possession of the property will enjoy indefeasible title even if fraud through a third party is involved in the transfer. The innocent former owner who is unable to recover the property will be entitled to compensation under the Land Titles Indemnity Fund. The LTO states, the enacted LTO states that former owner could, by order of the court, make a ratification in the mandatory rectification. This will no longer apply. This is to uphold the principle that the title register is conclusive evidence of title under the title registration system. To uphold the spirit of title certainty, it is proposed that claims for adverse possession involving new land are not allowed under the New Land First proposal. The third is cap on indemnity fund and levy. Drawing reference from other jurisdictions, we propose to set up the Land Titles Indemnity Fund, the fund for short, which operates on a self-financing basis. Compensation will be made to persons who suffer loss of interests in land due to fraud. The fund will be built up by levy on property transfers under the title registration system. We propose a levy rate of 0.014% on the consideration of each property. That is, for every $1 million, $140 is levied. A cap of $50 million is set. It is estimated that over 99% of assignments will be fully covered. The levy and indemnity apply only to new land transactions in title registration that is implemented in phases. 4. To lower the risk of fraud, we put in place a number of measures. We will put in place measures to minimize the risk of fraud, and these are: an application for registration must be accompanied by a verification certificate from a solicitor. Title certificates with advanced anti-forgery features will be issued to owners. Claims made under the fund must be preceded by an application to the court for ratification order. The registrar will be empowered to make a restriction order prohibiting the registration of a property if there are reasonable grounds to suspect that a property fraud has been or is about to be committed. And the offense of fraudulent lodging an application for registration and application for indemnity. President, the title registration system gives title certainty, streamlines conveyancing procedures, thereby facilitating business operations, and aligning the land registration system in Hong Kong with that of other jurisdictions. Experience will be built from the implementation of title registration system on new land, which is conducive to the expansion of scope to existing land. Indeed, parallel running of two registration systems is not uncommon in overseas jurisdictions. The government's aim is for all existing land registers to be converted to the new system eventually. We will put in place the title registration system to replace the deeds registration system that has been in place for 180 years. To this end, we have kick-started an internal research to assess the extent and types of problematic registers in the existing 2.9 million land registers to prepare proposals for the conversion. After the new Land First proposal is in place in the first half of 2027, we will discuss with stakeholders on viable options for conversion of existing land. President, the proposal to implement the new system on new land is a milestone in the development of the land registration system in Hong Kong. It is an important step towards the conversion to title registration. I ask members to support the bill. We will fully support the scrutiny work of the LegCo with a view to pass the bill within this year. Subject to the passage of the bill, we will prepare the 6 pieces of subsidiary legislation next year, covering land title regulations for details of application procedures, fee and levy, the indemnity fund, electronic submissions, etc., for negative vetting by the LegCo. We will make preparation for the implementation of the system and launch publicity and educational activities for the bill to take effect in the first half of 2027 to realize the benefits of the new system. President, I so submit. And I propose the question to you that the aforesaid bill be read the second time. In accordance with the rules of procedure, the second reading debate is adjourned and the bill is referred to the House Committee.
Secretary for Education. President.